A Manual of Occultism by Sephariel. Part 1. The Occult Sciences. Astrology. The astrologic art is held to be the key to all the occult sciences. Certainly, it is the most ancient, in that which most readily lends itself to scientific demonstration. Much that is contained in this and the following chapters is traditional knowledge, but some portion of it is the result of modern discovery and experiment. Thus, the nature and significations of the sign of the zodiac and the planets, the aspects and some other parts of the groundwork of astrology, have come down to us from times immemorial, but the methods of computing the periods, the exact tunes of events, together with some methods of interpretation, are of modern or comparatively recent origin. Of course, all that is known of Neptune and Uranus is the result of modern discovery. The subject before us can be divided into 3 parts. 1. The alphabet. 2. The reading. 3. Time measures. I will deal in this chapter with the alphabet. This includes the symbols and names of the planets and the signs, their groupings and dominions. The planets, including for convenience of phrasing the sun and moon, are 9 in number. Stated in the order of their distances from the earth, they are as follows. The moon, which returns to the same place in the zodiac in about 27 days, and to its conjunction with the sun in about 29 days. Every 19 years, the new moons fall in the same part of the zodiac. The moon's characteristic is change or mobility. Venus, which returns to the same part of the zodiac about the same date in 8 years. It is at its nearest to the earth when in inferior conjunction with the sun. Its characteristic is placidity or peace. It is called by the Greeks Aphrodite. Mercury, when in inferior conjunction with the sun, it is next in distance from the earth. It returns to the same longitude on the same date and 79 years. Its characteristic is activity. The sun is the chronocrator of our system, and all time is measured by its apparent movements. It has an apparent motion round the earth in 24 hours and 4 minutes, and an annual motion through the zodiac in 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, 49 seconds. The earth is nearer to the sun than it used to be. The day is shorter, and the precession of the equinoxes is greater. The equinoxes pass through each sign in about 2,160 years. The vernal equinox is now the constellation Pisces, and in about 700 years will be Aquarius. The characteristic of the sun is vitality. Mars returns to the same part of the zodiac about the same time at the end of 79 years. Consequently, it forms its conjunction with, omitted, in the same part of the zodiac at the end of that period. Its characteristic is energy. Jupiter returns to the same longitude about the same date every 83 years. It is called the Greater Fortune. Its characteristic is expansion. Saturn has a period of 59 years, after which it comes to the same longitude about the same date. It is called the Greater Infortune. Its characteristic is privation. Uranus has a synodic period of 84 years. Its characteristic is disruption. Neptune has a period of about 165 years, and its characteristic is chaos. The periods of the planets, according to the Chaldeans, are: Moon, 4 years. Mercury, 10 years. Venus, 8 years. Sun, 19 years. Mars, 15 years. Jupiter, 12 years. And Saturn, 30 years. Thus, the moon rules the life from birth to 4 years of age, and is succeeded by Mercury up to 14, then Venus to the age of 22, followed by the Sun from 22 to 41, to which Mars succeeds until 56, and is followed by Jupiter, who rules the life up to the age of 68, the last 30 years, up to the age of 98, being dominated by Saturn. These are the periods recited by Shakespeare in his famous passage, As You Like It, beginning, quote, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players," end quote. Thus the moon is the babe, quote, "mewling and puking in its nurse's arms," end quote. Mercury is the scholar, Venus is the lover, Mars the soldier, Jupiter the judge, quote, "with good cape and line," end quote. And Saturn, the, quote, "leaned and slippered pantaloon," end quote. The last stage of all is that of Uranus, or disruption, the paralytic senility of which condition is so aptly described by the Bard. Planetary colors: Neptune, mauve, lilac, heliotrope, or admixtures of pale blue and scarlet. Uranus, gray, black, and white mixed in checks or stripes. Saturn, dark brown, black. Jupiter, violet, purple. Mars, scarlet, crimson. Sun, orange, gold. Venus, pale blue, turquoise. Mercury, indigo, dark blue. Moon, opal, iridescent sheens, yellow, and in watery signs, sea green. Planetary numbers. The following numbers, transmitted by John Hayden in the 16th century, have proved correct: Saturn, 8. Jupiter, 3. Mars, 9. Venus, 6. Mercury, 5. Sun, -4, +1. Moon, omitted 2, omitted 7. Planetary metals. Neptune, unknown. Mars, iron. Uranus, uranium. Venus, copper. Saturn, lead. Mercury, quicksilver. Jupiter, tin. Moon, silver. Sun, gold. The atomic weights of the ancient metals are not presumed to have been known to the ancient astrologers. Yet we find they named the planets and ascribed their dominions in the mineral world in exact accordance with the facts of modern science. The atomic weights of the various pure metals known to them are contained in the following glyph. And this is a picture. So you're going to have to look up the book online to see these. This 7-pointed star is read from the ray marked Mars toward the left. The result is Mars, iron, atomic weight 56. Venus, copper, atomic weight 63. Moon, silver, atomic weight 108. Jupiter, tin, 118. Sun, gold, 196. Mercury, quicksilver, 200. Saturn, lead, 207. Read alternately in the reverse order, we have Sun ruling Sunday, Moon ruling Monday, Mars ruling Tuesday, Mercury ruling Wednesday, Jupiter ruling Thursday, Venus ruling Friday, Saturn ruling Saturday. If we read from point to point so as to make a heptagram or seven-pointed star, or a star of 7 angles, we have the order of the planets according to the Chaldean system: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, Moon. Sympathies. The following glyph, see page 9, exhibits at a glance the sympathies and antipathies of the planets. Thus, Saturn is opposed to the Sun and Moon, Jupiter to Mercury, and Venus to Mars. This is exhibited in detail by reference to the dominions of the planets, which are set forth in the following schedule. Saturn governs Aquarius and Capricorn, opposed to Sun governing Leo and Moon governing Cancer. Jupiter governs Sagittarius and Pisces, opposed to Mercury governing Gemini and Virgo. Mars governs Aries and Scorpio, opposed to Venus governing Libra and Taurus. And I'm going to add in here that you are going to want to go and research this yourself and see what everybody says as far as astrology in the modern day and how this is all supposed to go. Because this was written in 1910, and there are a lot of typos and different things in this transcription. What I'm reading from is a transcription that's available in electronic form on the internet for free. Anyway, back to the book. The dominions are sometimes called houses, from domus, a house. But as other divisions of the heavens are so called, I prefer to use the term dominions to describe the signs of the zodiac ruled over by the planets. In a general sense, and having regard to the specific nature of each planet, Saturn is in sympathy with Mars, Mars with the Sun, Jupiter with the Moon and Venus, while Mercury is variable, taking its radical tincture from that planet to which it is in closest aspect at birth. The following figure shows at a glance the signs owned or ruled by the planets and the luminaries. And here it has another complex graph here. You're going to want to go get the book and look at this yourself. It will be observed that each planet has 2 signs. The Sun and Moon, 1 each. Neptune is found to have affinity with the sign Pisces, and Uranus with Aquarius. But these are modern empiricisms, and for some time must be received with caution. And that is the end of Chapter 1. Thank you for listening.